Before I begin, I have to put a flashing lights warning here. This video does use a lot of sped up footage, so if that's something you're sensitive to, maybe, skip this one and go do something productive with your life. Hey guys, I'm back again, and today I'm going to be answering the question, can you beat Pokemon Shining Pearl with only one Starly? So, yeah, let's just take a quick look at Starly's base stats there. Oh my. Well, those aren't good. That's actually significantly less than the base stats of even, a first form starter like Chimchar. Well, at least we have some speed. I mean, 60, which is actually really slow, and 55 attack means we won't be hitting hard. And look at those great defensive stats there. Okay, so I guess we're kind of a glass cannon, except we're slow and we don't hit hard. So instead of being a glass cannon, we're more of just a piece of glass. Awesome. So that's gonna bode well, because, the first gym is the Rock Gym. But I haven't even talked about our very own Starly. So here he is. His name's Talon, and as you can see, he's level 17, before I've even talked about the first gym in any length. That's not foreshadowing at all. Yeah. Rourke is an issue. A very rocky start to this challenge, if I might say, because, yeah, he uses rock types. We're a bird. This isn't going to go well. So, when facing Rourke, I have two options. I can level up, which is a bad idea, I'll explain that in a second, or I can use Double Team, which I get conveniently at level 17. However, I don't like either of these things. Let's talk about the leveling thing. So after Gen 5, the way experience works is different. So before Gen 5, if you fought, say, a wild Caterpie and got 10 XP, no matter if you were at level 1 or level 100, you'd always get 10 XP. It doesn't work like that anymore. Instead, if you might get 10 XP at level 10, and then 9 XP at level 11. The higher level you are compared to the Pokemon you are fighting, the less experience that Pokemon gives you. And they made this change to make Pokemon games harder, and I actually enjoy this change. It prevents over-leveling. However, in our case, it's not great. Because to get a single level, I have to knock out, say, 15 or 20 wild Pokemon, and then go back to the Pokemon Center and heal, and that's very tedious. Another tedious strategy is Double Team. So I'm going to say right now, I hate Double Team. I think it is a cheap move for cheap strategies that takes no skill. We're going to be using Double Team a lot this run, and I know that sucks, and I don't like it either. But according to my research, it is the only way we can actually win. Especially before Rourke, because the only other TM we get, the only other useful move, is Work Up, which raises our attack. So Rourke takes a few attempts, and by a few I mean around 20, at like level 20. So that ain't a great start. But with enough luck, with enough Work Up set up, we can get through him okay. And, yeah, so that's Rourke. Not a great start, but luckily we have a pretty easy mid-game. And I believe my point about an early mid-game is emphasized no better by the next gym leader, Gardenia. I mean, what is there to say? It's a one-shot sweep. We have a bird, it's the grass gym, and this actually is kind of a theme going forward. I'm actually going to skip both Maylene and Crasher Wake, because at this point in the game, Starly isn't too terrible with the exception of Rock-type Pokemon. We have good enough moves and a good enough attack that we can mostly get by without any difficulties. However, after Crasher Wake, that's when the run really starts to become difficult. And I think that point is best shown by the 5th gym leader, Fantina. Alright, let's talk about Fantina, and kind of the state of the game as a whole regarding to around the 5th gym. So, around here, the trainers get a lot tougher because their Pokemon will have held items and pretty good movesets. And I believe most of them, especially after the 6th gym, are Eevee and Ivy trained, which means they're just genetically better than my Starly, and they're also better than Starly. So that creates a problem where if we can't one-shot things, we get one-shot. Going back to the glass cannon thing, and our real lack of defense, we do have a lonely nature, which means we have even less defense than a Starly normally would. It's very hard to get through fights if I can't one-shot things, and that Drifblim actually embodies that. As you can see, it just burned me, and it's very tanky. I can't take it out in one hit, and even if I do get through it without being burned, I have to deal with her other two Pokemon, Gengar and Mismagius, both of which actually outspeed. So that ain't great. But not all hope is lost yet, because I can always just lean on Double Team as a crutch. And yeah, I don't like it, I've explained that already. But it's what I'm gonna have to do a lot to get by. Some fights I definitely don't need to rely on it as much as others, but some fights I definitely do, and Fantina is one of those fights, unfortunately. So with enough double teams set up, you can just sweep, avoid all the moves, and win. It's not pretty, it's not efficient, but it's what we're gonna do going forward. So, yeah, that finally is Fantina deleted and defeated, and we get to move on. Alright, Byron time. I always forget this guy. He's, what, the 6th gym leader? Yeah. What type does he use again? Oh yeah, he uses steel types. Won't this be fun? Yeah, this is not the most difficult fight. Probably took me under 10 attempts, which is pretty good by my standards. But this has to be the most painstakingly boring fight I have ever had to sit through. And it's all because of his Bronzor. So his Bronzor can't actually do damage to me. Besides Sandstorm Chip, as long as I get enough double teams up, he can't really do anything. Except he knows Confuse Ray, and because I'm setting up double teams and workups, I'm at greater risk of taking myself out through confusion damage than that Bronzor is at killing me. So this is a brutal slog, and I'm actually going to speed this up considerably here, just so I can show the rest of the fight without boring y'all to death. So, a long, long time goes by, and eventually, we knock the Bronzor out. Yay! But it ain't over. Next, he sends out his Steelix, which, again, can't do a whole lot because we have 6 double teams. But even with a significant level advantage, we can't knock it out at +6 attack using our strongest move. This thing is an iron wall. It takes me 3 hits, that's 3 moves I have to dodge, just to knock this thing out. And even after that, we have his Bastiodon. It's basically a Steelix, but with a worse move. It has Stone Edge, tries to go for it, it always misses. Luckily we got a crit, so the pain can end slightly sooner. Ain't that forgiving, I guess. But yeah, that was like an hour and a half of my life wasted. Probably not that much, but it felt like an hour and a half. This was brutal. Luckily, the 7th gym is quite different. Alright, here we go, Candace time. And in truth, it's really not that difficult. Once you're able to outspeed the Medicham, everything on our team is a one-shot. There's really not a whole lot to say other than I had to spend, 3 hours leveling up because of the experience curve. But other than that, really not too bad. So let's move on. Let's go fight Team Galactic. This should be fun. Okay, Team Galactic. They were the reason I thought this run wasn't possible. Not because they're difficult, it's just they're so tedious to deal with. Especially Spear Pillar. Here's why. So first, you're treated to a double battle with Mars and Jupiter, and don't worry, you get your rival to help you. You know, that infamously useful rival. Munchlax, the works. Anyway, After that 11-minute slog, yeah, I counted, let's speed it up, because it's a fun fight. Yeah, after that you go fight Cyrus, one of the most difficult bosses in the game. Oh, and you can't save in between or even switch up your held items, so if I say, lost to Cyrus and had to try again, I'd have to wait another 11 minutes. Yeah, no. I legitimately thought about quitting here, even before attempting it, because I was that scared of it. I thought it was going to end the run. However, it turned out quite differently. So let's talk about this Cyrus fight because, oh boy, is it interesting. I mean, not for the reasons I expected, so this is what I call a scouting battle. These are generally the first 1 to 3 attempts of a fight just to figure out what the AI will do and how I can best react. So I don't expect to win these. I'm basically just going to spam double team until I have 6 and just chip away at them and see how they'll react. Yeah. I'm gonna speed it up here, but to make a long story slightly less long, we just win. That's what happens. I don't know how. I don't know why. But we did it. We beat Cyrus. First attempt, when I wasn't even taking it seriously. Okay. This is great. Well, now that that's over, I guess we go fight, Volkner. Oh boy. That's gonna be fun. Hey, maybe it'll be just another Cyrus, apparently. And be really easy. But it won't. You know that. I know that. We still have a lot of runtime left. And there's only, what, 6 more difficult trainers in the game? Yeah. Oh boy. This is gonna be fun. After Cyrus, it's time for Volkner, and it was interesting. So, as you can see, I'm actually at level 77 for this fight. So, that's always fun. I'm also burned, so double power facade, which is nice. Anyway, at level 77, I finally outspeed Raichu. And that's Raichu down, which is pretty good considering I normally just get one shot. But that's only one Pokemon out of 4. I don't know why he has 4. He's the 8th gym leader. You know what? I don't care. Anyway, here we go. Ambipom. And Ambipom's quite difficult, so I go for Protect here to avoid his Fake Out. And that's pretty important, because his Fake Out would allow him to outspeed and just kill me with one double team. So I go for Facade here, even though I know it will do less, I just don't want Fly to miss, and he gets a critical hit. And we live on 1 HP. I think about quitting, but I don't. So, you know, what are you gonna do? Anyway, here we go. Use Facade, and it's somehow a one-shot. Huh, maybe those 30 levels did help after all. So now we're facing off against his Octillery, his least threatening Pokemon. And I just use Fly, fly up high in the air, and Octillery goes down. I don't miss Fly, which is always pretty good. But now we're on to his Luxray, and this is where it gets serious. I don't think I can win, mostly because of Luxray's Intimidate lowering my attack. That hurts, you know, not the greatest. But we still have some ability to win, so I go for Facade here again. I'm just hoping and praying that I get a crit, or something ungodly lucky happens. And to make a long story short, something ungodly lucky happens. Luxray, after healing with the Citrus Berry, goes for Thunderfang, and we live on 1 HP. Okay. However, my next Facade, because of that Citrus Berry, doesn't actually take him out. It leaves him with the Sliver, and I avoid the 95% accurate Thunderfang. Okay. So I go for another Facade here, but he is going to heal with a full restore, but the battle at this point is pretty much sealed. At this point, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just having an existential crisis, as you can see in the top left of your screen, but hey, that's fine. I go for Facade, and yeah, he uses a full restore. But that's fine, you know? Stuff like that will happen. I go for Facade, and now the battle is basically won. Another Facade, and that's Volkner. That only took me like 4 hours and around 40 attempts, so I guess that's not too bad. But after that, we get to go fight the Elite Four. Oh wait, there's a rival fight. Won't that be fun? Here we go. Rival time, and this was a very, very interesting fight. So he leads with a Staraptor, which is a problem for multiple reasons. The first being Intimidate, which already lowers our attack stat right off the bat. The second, as you'll see, even though Facade would be a one-shot normally, he has a Focus Sash. Luckily, he just goes for Rain Dance, so no harm really done, except the burn damage, which is, I guess, actual harm. Luckily, we can just take him out on the next turn, and that's a very threatening Pokemon down. Unfortunately, we still do have an attack drop. And we take burn damage, neither of which are very good. Next is his Heracross, and it's a pretty easy one-shot with Facade. There we go, and Heracross is down. So that's 2 down, 3 more to go. And Rapidash is out next. Luckily, it's in the rain, so it will probably go for Poison Jab most of the time. Luckily, we just outspeed and get Facade, which is, again, pretty good. And we are taking more burn damage, but we're so far fine until his Snorlax. So this thing is a beast, I think you all knew that. So a Facade might take him out here, but it might not. Luckily it does, and this has to do with the fact that I'm holding the Metronome item, which increases the power of a move if I use it in succession. That's the only reason I'm one-shotting anything here. And it's Empoleon time. This thing I know I can't one-shot, but hopefully he can't one-shot me. And he gets a Quick Claw boost, and he lands a Charm. Luckily, our Facade is still doing somehow half damage, but we heal our burn, which means we're going to be doing half damage of that, and that leaves him with a quarter as he hits us with the Flash Cannon, and we tough it out on 1 HP. Okay. And one more Facade? That's the rival fight. Alright. That didn't take me 20 attempts at all. Nah. But now that that's over, it's time for the real challenge of the run. The Elite Four. Oh wait, no, there's a Rose Raid. Whoops, forgot about that. Anyway, one more fly, and yeah, it's all over. Ain't nothing the Rose Raid can do. Can't believe I forgot about the stupid flower. Well, now that that's over, we can challenge the Elite Four. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting time. And by interesting, I mean brutal. So, before I actually fight the Elite Four, I probably should mention some important things about the Elite Four. First off, they're the hardest Elite Four in any Pokemon game ever. Don't believe me? Well, they have all competitive movesets. And there's also Cynthia, with a competitively viable Garchomp. We have a bird. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm actually quite frightened about this. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to win. I do actually end up teaching Talon's Substitute here, so I can potentially live a few more hits, but I still have no idea how I'm going to do this. Well, without further ado, let's go fight Aaron. Alright, time to fight Aaron, the first member of the Elite Four. He uses bug types, and, we have a bird, so that's pretty good for us. Yeah, I'm not concerned about this at all. I'm speeding it up here because there's nothing interesting that happens. It's pretty much a 1 or 2 shot sweep. We're in no danger the entire time. Let's move on. Let's talk about someone actually interesting. It's time for Bertha. Alright, here we go. Bertha, the ground trainer. She uses a lot of rock types, which we historically don't do well against, so I'm pretty scared for this one. She starts with a Quagsire, which really isn't that bad. However, it can be kind of annoying. It's very hard to take down. So I actually have to set up a workup here if I want to one-shot it, and it goes for Surf, which does good damage. With the burn, that could take us out in another hit. Luckily, the Facade is a one-shot. It is a range at this level, so that's 1 down. Unfortunately, her next Pokemon is Sudowoodo, and that's very scary. Luckily, it doesn't actually have Sturdy, so it's another one-shot. Her third Pokemon, however, does have Sturdy. It's Golem. It's not a fun time, and it can easily one-shot us with Rock Slide. Luckily, we hit a Facade, and it goes for Stone Edge and misses. So we just take it out with another Facade. Alright, 3 down, 2 to go. That's pretty good. Also, I have the Metronome item equipped, which will boost the Facade power. So that's pretty good. Whiscash never was a threat. 1 Facade, and it's gone. Pretty easy. Not too bad. Unfortunately, her final Pokemon, Hippowdon, is out, and we just healed the burn, which means Facade is doing half the damage it was. Hippowdon has Ice Fang, and with the Sandstorm chip, even if we managed to luck out, we still wouldn't beat it. Luckily, just one-shot it. Man, Metronome is an overpowered item. There we go. That's Bertha defeated. Okay, here we go. It's time to fight Flint, and as you can see by the sped up footage, it really isn't all that much to look at. We just have to get lucky enough with the Rapidash to set up all of our 6 double teams, and then a few workups, and that's really the entire fight. I'm sorry, but I probably had a good 25 or 30 attempts at Flint. I couldn't see any other way. I try to avoid using double team when I can, but with some fights, you just have to realize that it isn't feasible. But after I set up all the stuff I need to, it's pretty much a clean sweep from there. Of course, we are taking burn damage, which is always kind of scary, and we will have to shake that off at some point. Luckily, we do get a critical hit on the Lopunny. Wait, that doesn't help us. And we're at very, very close range to getting killed by our burn. Luckily, we just heal it off, which is pretty nice. And yeah, that's Infernape almost down. It does have a focus sash, the annoying little thing. And then it's dead. And then it's dead. There we go. Only took 3 tries. And just like that, Flint is defeated and deleted. Alright, here we go. It's time to fight Lucian. This is actually my very first attempt at the guy, so I have no clue how this is going to go. I'm quite scared, honestly, because I don't want to lose, because losing is bad. Don't know why I have to say that. I probably don't. Either way, he starts with a Mr. Mime. And this thing's pretty annoying. It knows Reflect, Light Screen, Psychic, the works. You know, just generally a bad time. I don't really know what to do, so I just go for a workup here. And he goes for a Reflect. You know, that's pretty bad, because that means our moves will be doing half damage for quite a while. So I go for a second workup, and he hits a really hard Psychic, bringing us down to only 43 HP. So that's not great. That forces me to go for a Fly and just hope. I don't know if we're going to one-shot this thing. I mean, with the Reflect up, I don't think we are. Fortunately, I was wrong, and that's his Mr. Mime defeated. And now, we're on to his Girafarig, and his Girafarig, it knows Thunderbolt. It could potentially do something pretty bad. Hopefully we'll just outspeed and one-shot. Yeah, that's what happens. That's pretty good. You know, first part of this fight, pretty normal. It'll get wacky in a second, don't worry. But that's his Girafarig down, and he still has his 3 most terrifying Pokemon in the back. The first of which being Medicham. Now this thing's pretty scary. It's reasonably fast, and it hits like a truck. Luckily, we do outspeed and use Fly. What's pretty funny here is he actually ends up hurting himself with the high jump kick. Ain't that something? So we take him out with the Fly. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, the fun has only just begun, because up next comes out his big, bad Alakazam. I'm terrified of this thing. It's gonna outspeed me. It's probably just gonna one-shot me. Okay, that's fine. I'll just set up some double teams. He uses Future Sight. Interesting move from the air. Ah, well, I'm dead in 2 turns. But hey, I take the Alakazam out. That's good, I guess. But there's no way I'm gonna be able to take out his next Pokemon in 1 hit, because it's a Bronzong. And Bronzong's an issue. For multiple reasons. So here comes his Bronzong. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get past this. So I go for Fly, and I know I'm going to take the Future Sight attack, so I think this is over. And yeah, apparently if you're up in the air, Future Sight just misses. I did not know that. And I did not think we were going to one-shot it with Fly. Power Metronome, I guess. Okay. That's Lucian defeated on his first try. Now we only have Cynthia. Uh-oh. Alright, here we go. The moment you've all been waiting for. It's taken me 25, maybe 30 hours to get to this point, and I don't feel like losing now. It's Cynthia time, the hardest champion in the history of Pokemon. There's a competitively viable moveset, perfect EVs, perfect IVs, and I have a bird. Here we go. It's gonna be fun. Maestro, the music, please. Alright, Cynthia. I'm terrified. At this point, I'm just shaking. She starts with Spiritomb, which isn't too threatening. I should be able to get off a few double teams and a few workups. I'm going to actually speed it up here just for a second, so I get 6 double teams, and then 2 workups in, and then it's go time. Alright, here we go. Time to fight Spiritomb. 6 Pokemon, and then I'm champion. And yeah, Spiritomb is a one-shot. That's pretty good. But you know what isn't good? Milotic, which is coming out right after Spiritomb. That's an issue. Milotic is an absolute tank. I can't take it out in 1 hit, which is, you know, pretty bad. So I go for a facade here because either way it doesn't really matter. They're both 2 shots, so might as well go for the one that wastes less time. And we get it pretty low, but overall we aren't able to defeat it. And then he gets its flame orb, which burns it, which activates its ability. And then, to my absolute shock, Cynthia uses a full restore. I didn't know she was going to use that. I forgot she had those. I'm a moron. And yeah, this is the end. We use fly, we get hit by ice beam, and it's all over. Well, that didn't go too well. So we're gonna have to make a few changes if we want to beat Cynthia, because I realized that after her Milotic is Lucario that knows Aura Sphere, and Aura Sphere never misses. So we're gonna have to rethink a few things. The first is that I need to teach Talon a move called Substitute. Substitute basically allows us to take 1 free hit, which is pretty good. So here are the new changes. First, we get rid of Facade and replace it with Substitute. The second is we actually get rid of the Metronome and replace it with a berry. That means we can recover enough HP so we can actually make the Substitute without dying. Because I assume that we're going to get hit at least once by Spiritomb. So with all of those changes, I don't know if it'll be enough to actually beat Cynthia. I have no clue. And my suspicions were correct, at least for the next 18 attempts. But on attempt 19, I get a battle so wild, so chaotic, so absolutely stupid, that I can't do it justice by voicing it over. I'm gonna have to let Present Me take this one, so without further ado, let's see how I beat Pokemon Shining Pearl with only 1 Starly. Alright, let's do this. Full team. There we go. Attempt 19 for the win, anyone? So I've had my best attempts on 1, 2, 10, and 19. So I guess those are my... not 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 10. Not 19 yet. So far, it ain't shaping up. Ooh, terrible. Horrible range. Horrible range right there. That's really bad. I don't... yeah. The range doesn't even matter at this point. I just gotta live. I can even live on 1 from a crit, and it doesn't matter. Wiki Berry should always bring me up, but at least get off. Well, actually, yes, it does. Because I have to avoid Rough Skin. Okay. 4 double teams. Spiritomb hitting me is the worst thing you can do. Like, you're better off not. Thank you. Spiritomb, remember, if you hit me, you're a dumb idiot, and no one will ever like you ever. I'm sorry, that was mean. Spiritomb's one of my top 5 favorite Pokemon. I mean, no disrespect. Maybe if I tried being polite. Good sir, would you be so kind as to not interfere with my plans to become the new champion? I don't know. I'm going off the rails because I'm tired and... Okay. Substitute. Don't get hit challenge. Don't get hit challenge. Just don't get hit. Just don't get hit. Getting hit is for stupid idiots. Okay. 2 more turns and I win. 2 more turns and I think I win. Don't hit me, Spiritomb. Spiritomb, if you hit me, I hate you. 1 more cup. I know I need 2. I know I need 2. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. 1 more turn. 1 more turn and I think I win. Guaranteed. Don't hit me, Spiritomb, please. We'll attempt 19. Be the lucky number. I don't think so, personally. But I could be wrong, being polite. Spiritomb, please. I think I win. I think I win. 73% chance to win from here on out. As long as I don't miss a fly. Actually, I have to dodge an Ice Beam. Dodge an Ice Beam. So like 60% chance to win this. I like those odds. I'll take a weighted coin flip. There we go. One down. Odds have improved. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're one step closer. Milotic. Okay, if I don't win on this attempt, I'm done for the night. My heart can't take it. Don't miss fly. 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 My Lodic no hit. Come on, come on. Don't hit Ice Beam. You hit Ice Beam and you suck. Ooh. I think I win. I think I win. I think that was it. That's the last bit of luck I needed. I have to win now. I have to, right? I have to. Cynthia, don't heal. Don't heal. Healing is bad. There we go. Okay. Didn't miss the fly. I think we're good. I think we win. I don't miss the fly and I win. If Lucario's arranged, then I lose. But as long as Lucario isn't, then I'm fine. Also, I have to dodge a Garchomp. But we're so close, man. We've come this far. Don't miss the Gastrodon. Don't miss the Gastrodon. Gastrodon, if I miss, don't hit me. But I don't miss. Okay. There are 3 Pokemon left. I don't believe I can be poisoned by Poison Point, and Roserade is of no threat to me because I outspeed somehow. I don't know in what world I do, but this one apparently. Steady your nerves. Just hit the fly. Hit the fly and I win. Hit the fly and I win. This is where it gets scary, kids. If I miss the fly, I lose. What? She threw the fight. She throws the fight. As long as I... Even if I miss this fly, I just gotta dodge a hit from Garchomp. I think I win. I think I win. I think I win. She's not even going for Aura Sphere. She's an idiot. I win. I win. I don't miss a fly and I win. I do not miss this fly. I have a 95% chance to win this. To become champion of the region. So here's my final speech. As a challenger, Cynthia, you've put up a great fight. It's taken me 19 solid tries. I've developed strategies. The Elite Four was a slog. It all comes down to this. She sends out her fabled, her dreaded Garchomp. Helen, listen to me. Fly, soar into that air, and strike down with judgment onto this Garchomp. Take your divine right to be champion of the Sinnoh region. I believe in you, Talon, but do you believe in yourself? We win, right? We win. 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 We have to win. Don't be arranged. Don't be arranged. Don't be arranged. We did it, right? We did it. Rough Skin doesn't take me out. Let's go! We win! Our Garchomp faded, we win! And just like that, it's all over. All of those hours, all of that suffering, all of the trials and tribulations, and all of the hopes and dreams, all of the victories, it's all over. It's all done. For the champion of the Sinnoh region. And you know, looking back, I feel a sense of, I guess, completion. And also a sense of yearning for more, you know? This was fun. I had a good time. For all of its ups and downs, it was overall a pretty pleasant experience. Like 9 out of 10 would do again. And while every grind was brutal and while every loss was crushing, every victory just made it so much better. You know? At some point, you just realize I'm already 20 hours in, might as well keep going. But really, it wasn't like that. It was more of, I'm already 20 hours in and I'm having the time of my life. So, who knows? Maybe in the future I'll do more of these. Maybe I'll do this in the original Diamond and Pearl. Or maybe I'll do another Pokemon in Shining Pearl. Maybe Luxray, not Luxray Shinx, maybe Bidoof. Who knows? I don't. But what I do know is that I just beat the entire game with only one Starly. And I really don't know what the future holds. But again, if you've made it this far, you're an absolute legend. I thank you so much. And I think I'm going to end it here, guys. As always, I am Vortex of Vortex BGC. I will see you next time. Goodbye.